Hey everyone. Hi Aries. Good morning. Look at this theme. Okay, so, excuse me. Do you have something to say? Do you have something to say? Anyone new to Opal Oracle? Welcome. I'm Raaji, by the way. My name's Raaji. Nice to meet you. And those returning, hi. Love you, Neola. Love you, Sister Time. Okay, so you actually have extremely powerful cards. I did your reading, but it disappeared. So technically now you're last. You're the 12th house, which breaks down to a 3. Really do have powerful cards here. We have Wheel of Fortune, Judgment, Justice, and the High Priestess. Your conscious position, too, is the King of Swords, which is amazing. Of course, this could be an air sign in your life, but it's also you in your own clarity, right? You understanding, like, you make what you can do with yourself. If you think about it, you know, we can be like, wow, this is a beautiful ball of light, right? Or, what's interesting is the only technically challenging card is the 5 of Cups and what you're learning about, which all that is where your mind forgets. Like, what happens is the energy comes, usually the human too, right, comes in and sort of blocks the light from coming in. And then you get all stuck in your feelings for some reason. Now, maybe you needed to be there for whatever reason. But I heard you don't have to be there anymore. Good. It's all up to you, right? Now, let me tune in a second. Your subconscious is giving you messages that your heart can't ignore. Maybe there's even messages around you. It's sort of, but I sense you don't really know what they mean yet. Like, not all of them. It's not that you don't understand something, but or things, but there's something about good girl. But there's something that you're learning to put together, right? That's what the King of Swords is really good at. That it's like, you know, sometimes they're the lawyer, they like the judge, they have to put together all the evidence that's been presented to them, and then they decide, and what they make the decision. Funny bird. Sounds like a kitty cat. That's funny. Okay. Now look, I love this Wheel of Fortune in your past position. It shows me, for a lot of you, you're starting to recognize, you're starting to gain a comprehension of there is no top and bottom. We're just here now. There are different energies, right, that come in. you know, Wheel of Fortune is also something really sudden that happens, but whatever happened that was sudden, and this could have been like, well, this is general, so we'll keep going. Well, with judgment following it, and then justice following that, everything is in alignment with karma, with especially with this maturity here. You know, this king is cool. It's an external expression of your own truths and not being afraid, which I don't generally find Aries to be very afraid. You're probably the bravest. You and Capricorn are pretty brave. But you're the soldier. You're the baby of the zodiac, you know? So like babies will get up, like, okay, so they just lay down, and then all of a sudden they roll over and they start crawling. And then they crawl for a little bit until they're however comfortable, and then they get up and they try to walk. And even if they fall, they get up and they walk again, and then they fall and they get up and they walk again. There's nothing really that stops them from progressing, right? It's like ingrained in you, in your head, that you have to do whatever it is that you need to do to get where you want to be, right? Cool. Now, in that comprehension, of course, everything can't be easy, you know? I mean, to be reborn again, King of Swords and Justice are both Libra, which is technically your opposite. For those of you who are new, if you're unaware, it's very important to get in touch with your opposing sign. They hold a lot of keys and information to unlocking your mind, right? They're air, you are fire. I see that it's important right now for you to reserve your fire, okay? In the future, you will need it. Because the cards that I see, the King, Justice, the Sword, there will be a major decision made. It's important how you feel, okay? It's important for you to keep your mind real square about a situation, okay? Very mature, very calm. Don't use that Aries push, that impatient, childlike push. That's not where you want to get up, fall down, get up, fall down. You want to be like, okay, I fell down last time, so this time when I get up, I'm going to hold on to something, right? And then, because that's kind of what some kids do. You can tell, like, what zodiac kids are actually by the way that they grow and learn. But, like, you know, some kids really, like, hang on to something and be like, oh, okay, I'm going to get up like this, and then I'm going to figure it out until I actually get my bearings in a situation. So, reserve that energy. Okay, there's no need to go super forward, because what you're actually doing is you're going through something where whatever it is that you're learning, it's like you're going through a new learning process, because you also go from the King, which is, again, your conscious position, to the Ace of Swords, which is what helps the overall energy. Like, what's the advice? Because what you're afraid of is the Nine of Wands. I heard for some of you, you still have some, although you figured it out in your head, right? Your Aries, the head, which actually is the moon. And what does it mean when we have, well, I guess that would be the moon in Aries, right? Because it's Mars. Interesting. Or I guess it could be the moon in Scorpio, because they're also Mars. But I see it more as the moon in Aries. For some of you, this is strong too. But the point is that you figured it out in your head. What energetic walls your mother gave you, okay? Whether you love her or not, it's not the point. Like, some of her defenses. And it's not even that. Also some of her spitfire too. It's interesting, between this 20 and this 11, which this is the heart of the matter, this is the future, is 12. You're technically the 12th sign that I recorded. Again, that's a 3. 3s are about creating something new. 3s are about communication. 3s are about your siblings, right? The people that you're connected to. Even though I don't think technically, astrologically, it's this way, but I also see, because friends and family to me can also, well, friends can be family, right? But they don't have to be necessarily related to feel like friends don't have to be related to be family. I heard you have to wait again. Wait. Chill out. Because what you're learning about is the Queen of Cups. I feel like some of you have to go through your things and like pack them up. And some of them, you should make like a time capsule or something. And you can also do this emotionally. It doesn't have to be literal. Osho talks about this, like, you take a lot of your baggage, you take a lot of all the things that you're afraid of, right? Because this really, what this is fear. It's fear, but there's no need to fear. You're the King of Swords. And again, the King of Swords turns into the Ace of Swords, where you're going all the way around. You're going the way that you're supposed to be going. You end up in the future with a sword in your hand, right? I also see that Libra, that opposite, is really helping you, okay? That's good. I heard breaking down some of those walls. Now, what I was saying, it could be literally packing up things, putting things together, cleaning things up, right? Because this is messy. This is what you're learning about. This is messy, right? Messy, empty, dirty. It's like a sink full of dishes. If your dishes are dirty in your kitchen, everybody knows that your house feels dirty. Even if the house is kind of messy, if the sink is clean, then it feels better. Right? You feel better. Because your house is reflective of you. Right? Your house is reflective of you. Your house is reflective of you. It's important. Even if your tendency is to have a lot of things, well, like, speaking of Libra as your opposite, they absolutely know what makes sense, what doesn't make sense in ways of, like, feng shui. Now, because they're an air sign, we're talking mental feng shui. Cool title. I like that. You're going to get that title. Mental feng shui. Feng shui, right? F-E-N-G. Mental feng shui. That's important. Okay? That'll help you get out of your funk, if and when you're in it. Plus, didn't we talk about you being a little moody? Don't fight with anybody. Don't try to prove your point to anybody. Just wait. right? Change will come. Change will come, and I see that there are people on your side that love you and, like, want to wake you up from your slumber, right? Whenever you're in that funk, so that you come back into feeling good about yourself. Now, Aries, you may be a fire sign, and I heard Spitfire again, but you still need to rest also, okay? You're always working on something. You're always doing something, right? But if you're always doing, then you may forget about just being, you know? I want to see this Five of Cups because I sense the 5 and the 9 are the challenges. 5, you have the Tower, the 9, please. The King of, the Knight of Cups. Three of Wands on the bottom again. Look, whatever, anything that you've been going through emotionally, if you're moody, if you're, I think with Venus in Scorpio and Venus in retrograde and, just going through Libra season, which a lot of that energy was retractive, we can figure out a lot in our mind what it is that we've been through, what it is, and relate that appropriately to what it is that we're going through with integrity and honesty, right? That's what the King of Swords is. That's what the Ace of Swords is. That's what justice is. That's what judgment is. That's what High Priestess is. It's all honesty, you know? And the end of Jupiter in Scorpio, which is Jupiter's moving into Sagittarius, so exactly 17 minutes. I sense that it's important for you to know what house Sagittarius is in, and you can watch Anastasia. I'll try to put a link below for where Jupiter in Sagittarius on the 9th of November, okay? That's important because whatever it is, this last few days of pushing Scorpio, right? It's all underground, like just pushing it out, is getting it out so that, because you have technically Saturn in the 10th house, right? Libra, your opposite, has Saturn in the 4th house. That means both of you are helping one another work through that, right? The mother, the father, the childhood, the career, the this, the that, and that's what it is. And actually, the North Node and the South Node affect your 4th and 10th house also, interestingly enough. But the point is that it's interesting. I see this whole other, like, really specific story about marriage, about technicality, about, like, all these kinds of things. But it goes back to, I heard, wait. Just, because marriage is also a contract, right? Like, and certain contracts are up, and that's why it's Wheel of Fortune, Judgment, Justice. That karmic contract, some sort of karmic contract is up, and then therefore there's also a new contract being laid out, but all the technicality of that isn't until the future, and that's because the king here is still deliberating, right? And you know that. But the Ace of Swords is victory, okay? Let's see, Justin, because I feel like there's this underlying, like, tiny bit of fear, and I don't want you to feel like that. These three came out again with the Queen of Pentacles. Venus is in retrograde for those of you who, it's interesting, it's been, one of the readings was kind of lovey too. Pisces, I think, was a little bit lovey, but like, I just hear like, for those of you who are thinking about someone that used to be in your life, I mean, of course, each of you have your own scenario, but like, let lion dogs lie. You know what I mean? Don't stir the pot. Don't stir the pot. You know? You're changing, your subconscious is so, in such a deep transformative stage. You have to remember to have patience with yourself. Yes, you have to have patience with yourself. Okay? This Ace of Cups is not a mirage. It just takes time to get there. It just takes time to get there, you know? Wherever it is, if you hold position and just check in with yourself, keep your mind square. With these 4 major arcana too, that's the Emperor, that's your card. So, well, stay empowered. You know what I mean? Stay empowered. Don't fall into the trap of sadness. That 5 of Cups. Don't go back to that, because look, that is with the High Priestess. I feel like all these cards go together. The High Priestess, the 5 of Cups, and the Tower. This is all your subconscious. You know, this is going deep into the shadow. Well, where do you end up in the future? What is it that you're learning? The Queen of Cups, right? You come up from the subterranea and fucking sit on the shore on your throne and hold that beautiful thing in your hands that is everything that you've wanted to feel like, wanted to hold emotionally, like wanted to hold in your heart, you know? Again, with your opposite having Saturn in the 4th house, it's huge. Saturn in the 4th house is not easy. You know, it's all that old karmic stuff. Now, of course, we're all feeling it because we're all connected in some way, but each of us have to figure out our little part on our own, right? What's our little part, and how can we do the best that we can so that we can succeed? Yes, and get to a place that's victorious and happy, right? Mental feng shui. I love it. It's awesome. I want to do one more. Look at that. All 4 of these just came out like this. Ace of Swords, Knight of Cups, Ace of Cups, High Priestess. For those of you who are single, and I can't believe I'm saying this is not my thing, obviously this only relates to a small portion of you, but those of you, the more honest you are with yourself, if you are trying to figure out more about your, because Opal Oracle is yes, this is a relationship spread, but it's all about the relationship with you, you know? And because I saw it in a way, some of you kind of seek it outside of yourself. Sometimes. We all do sometimes. But you hear that? This goes back to what I said in the beginning about the little messages, where you're starting to, like, put the pieces together, right? It's important, again, keep your mind in order, okay? What is it that you want in the future? There's that 3. What is it that you want in the future? What is it that you are trying to achieve in the future? What is it that you want spring to look like, right? May, June. What do you want May, June to look like for some reason? Right? What do you want the future to be? Don't think about what it is that you don't have. Keep that mind in order. Pick your head up. Okay? Be strong. Be confident. Okay? Yes. I just split the deck again. Be confident in what it is that you're creating. Okay? What it is that you want to create. How beautiful you are. How smart you are. How talented you are. I mean, you're no better than anybody else, Aries. Sorry. But, you know, we're all just trying to get there. Okay? Cool. Look at that. All right. Love you. Peace.